how's it going? Look at my animated thing that I got going right now called Bodies and Wicks. Anyways, Dad here. Um, I'm gonna do quite a bit of things today. I've got like an Easter thing to do at my grandma's here in like an hour. This is ridiculous. Hope it doesn't take too long. But I'm gonna do a little bit of crypto and chill right now. Check out some crypto, see where we're at with some different things. See what's been pumping, what hasn't. Of course, talk about the big ones. And just do some crypto stuff. And then after that, later on tonight, not later on tonight, but later on, before, right around bell opening or when the market starts opening, I'll probably do some FTX videos, some going. Maybe I'll even dive into the German 30 or something like that. Who knows? I'll do some industry stuff. Again, primarily that's because I'll be doing my trading view. Trading view. Maybe I should go ahead and give everybody the link. For 1 second here. Find it. Think. On my computer somehow. Right, so I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw it out there. Why not? Go ahead and throw out my signals channel that I have started, and I can't guarantee that I'll throw a lot out this week, but I'll do my best to throw out some to at least make sure that we did have some positive gains. My goal is to at least get 6 to 8% a day. And once we get 6 to 8% a day, then eventually that adds up over time. Especially if you count with like $1,000. If you think about it, if you start with an account with $1,000 and you get 6% every day, after 10 years, that becomes $1 million. I don't know if you guys know about that. You guys know anything about compound interest? If you know anything about compound interest, that is one of the biggest things that compound interest can do. It can bring everything to life. I mean, but that's if you're staying on top of it, and you're actually bringing in 6 to 8% a day. Other than that, if you're not bringing in 6 to 8% a day, maybe if you're bringing in 3% a day, you bring in $500,000, after 10 years. Maybe a little bit less, and 100% sure. Not coming up. There we go. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. All right, so I'm throwing it in the chat here, guys. Am I investing in any smaller ones? Holly, yes, actually I am. No, I was actually checking out Anchor yesterday. Anchor seems pretty interesting. But the ones that I am invested in is BDP, is one of my bigger ones, with Big Data Protocol. It just started recently. but I think it's going to be something that's going to be to be looked at on the horizon. Let's just say that, mainly because it does take a lot of, basically just stores a lot of data, puts it into certain things, it shares data, and of course the data is the big thing that everybody wants. So that's why BDP, one of the ones that I do take a look at. And if we want to here, let's just go ahead and let's just go ahead and take a look at some charts. Why not? Instead of just sitting here looking at me talking. Oops, I transitioned over to my bodies and Wix thing again. So sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to do that. So if this black thing goes up, Wix, sorry about that. But no. All right. So what we should be looking at now is we should be looking at, well, this is Engine actually. I think Engine is actually pretty interesting too. Whenever I have something like this, let me go and pull up to the news. So I have two different kinds of like screens that I go back and forth in between. One is the charts, and then one is news, right? So, why isn't none of these coming up? Oh, there we go. Okay, there. All right, I got it come up. So first, I got I do have ENJ coming up. Pretty interesting, and what I use as far as learning about new coins and things like that. There's two different ways you could do it. One is CoinGecko. The other one I use that I like a lot is CoinMarketCap. I was actually just looking at Clayton or Clay, just because it is like taken off. It's only 30 cents. Or no, sorry, $3.69. It's gone up 30 cents a day, and ever since the beginning of the year, it's just flying. And I've been trying to figure out like what it's about, and says that doesn't really give a whole lot of information other than Clayton. How is an enterprise-grade service platform that aims to bring friendly blockchain experience to millions of users. I feel like that's almost chain or every single coin that's out there, don't you think? Don't you think that every single coin out there just trying to bring like a better blockchain experience? That's what I don't get. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but Halil, Harmony and Anchor are those two things you'd like me to take a look at? Here, why not? Before I even, well, actually, before we get to Harmony and Anchor, what I do want to do is I do want to get into Big Data Protocol. But I think Engine is a good one that we can check out at some point. But let's go over here and oops, I put in the wrong thing. Yeah, bestie protocol. Now this one is really hard to find. A lot of people can't find it. I have it on Gate.io, so use my referral and get on Gate.io. You can actually buy this coin for a pretty cheap price. I mean, as you can see, it's, started off, of course, initial coin offering was up to almost $9, right? So we know it's probably at least going to get there, if not more, later. It could take a while to get there, but and that was just on the 17th of March. So it's not like this thing has been out for a very long time. It's 10 days now, 11 days. And ever since then, it kind of, you know, did a little sideways thing. And then just recently, ever since, well, 2 days ago, BDP has just been on the move up. I jumped in a little bit too early. I did jump in a little bit too early. I jumped in around 350. So I'm a little bit up. You know, I wish I would have waited a little bit longer. You know, I jumped in as soon as I heard about basically as soon as I heard about Big Data Protocol. I was like, oh, this thing's gonna be huge. And so I jumped in instead of, you know, doing what I should have done and actually taking a look at it and you know, done some technical analysis and seen if it would have gone farther. But it's kind of hard to do technical analysis whenever you get something like this, you know? And especially when I'm a smart money trader, and a smart money trader always has to do, you know, the larger institutions and things like that, that get in the game and that push the money around, and you know, and that can force the price a specific way. And whenever something first comes out, you know, it's not institutionalized just yet. This is just regular old retail selling. So I mean, there's probably nothing I could have done as far as you know, trying to analyze this anyway, other than the fact that I would have hoped that it got above this, and it did. And it did get above that, right? And then after it got above that, it fell back down. Now we're about equal to it. So Big Data Protocol, I think, is going to be a very, very good one if we want to transfer back over to news about it, or what it's about anyway. Forever to load. I guess I got mines in Twitter always. Also, I should probably turn the Wi-Fi off of my phone. Sometimes that helps. I said it right. What? Oh, okay. I said your name right. Hold. Alright, that's good. Where are you from, Julio? And I'm gonna throw something out there. I'm gonna say England. Not bringing up any ridiculous. Alright, there we go. Finally. Big Data Protocol. Okay. So, what is Big Data Protocol about? July Big Data Protocol Day, okay. Price it is. Trading volume of 18 million. Big Protocol is up 24.4% in the last 24 hours. Even though I'm actually only up about maybe 2%. The current market cap is ranking 400. With a live market cap of about 89 million, so it's still mid to low cap. Typically supply of 23 million. max supply of 80 million. Okay, so it actually has a max supply. That's good. I like coins that have a max supply. I don't like the coins that like are like, all right, it just depends on how many, miners can mine more than sell more. I don't like that. Just like, the US dollar printing more money, XRP, whatever. App Exchange defined big data protocol as HOOM, hotbit and 1inch. I didn't know it was 1 inch. I know I was listening to Crypto Exchange page. Of course, I found mine on Gate.io. B governance token for big data protocol. B hours a liquid marketplace. Whatever that means. So, governance token for protocol powers of liquid. So, commercially valuable data in marketing company and I get but you transfer it to them protocol. They're in seconds, having to put files together and maybe all of this data stored in a blockchain out in a way for marketing. Maybe that's what this is doing. I'm not sure, but I do know data, right? Anything with data is good. I am personally I used to work for a company that I was a data analyst. I'm still a data analyst, but not in the way you probably would think. Not like pages, but I do know how to use SQL, pull up reports and things like that. Learn more about it. Oh, you live in the Netherlands. Oh, hello, from the US. Thanks for always watching, man. Being a supporter of IS, very much appreciated. Always cool to have you have my back, man. Wow, another one. I can't even get anybody in my hometown in Illinois to watch. So there's that. But all right, that's enough about BDP, big data protocol. We'll go on to something else. Let's check out another one of my favorites here really quick. Pull up, go, and let's go ahead and transition to it. Yeah, transition over. Okay, so now another one of my favorites here is Ravencoin. And the reason that I love Ravencoin is because it is meant to transfer asset to asset. So this is going to be, once it gets, all settled in and all is said and done, like let's say, like right now, like you can transfer your stocks from Robinhood to TD Ameritrade if you wanted to, and start a TD Ameritrade account, right? However, who knows how long that could take. It takes forever. It takes what, 7 days, maybe something like that. Ravencoin is designed to do that quicker. It's designed to take assets and not really trade them, but move assets a lot quicker. So that it uses blockchain technology to move assets a lot quicker. Also, the way I see this is a way around the stock market as well. So let's say you have a cryptocurrency called but like let's say a stock that's GameStop or something like that, and it's at 150 bucks, and you're sitting there and you're like, man, I'm never getting any more out of this. I don't want to diamond hands it, which is funny because I'm actually wearing a shirt that says it actually says I'm a gorilla, but it's a diamond hands gorilla shirt. I think it's kind of funny. He doesn't really have diamond hands, but he has money in his hands. That's what it's supposed to mean. Basically, let's just say there's somebody else that sees that opportunity from GameStop, and says, instead of you having to let go of it for 150, to the broker, what I'll do is I think it's going to go up more. How about I pay you 210 for for whatever stock that you have, and then you can sell them to me that way. And so that's, if they have this built out right, this is another way they're going to be able to do it. So in that way, this guy's going to be able to go, okay, well, here, I'll transfer for you, I'll transfer my stock to you, from my account to your account, and then you pay me the $210 that you think it's worth, even though it's only worth 150. I think that's another way Ravencoin is going to be able to get around, Ravencoin is going to be setting up the logistics. Like I said, and this is one of the ones I found it a long time ago, probably a couple weeks ago. I want to go back to the 4 hour of it, because when I found it, this thing was only at like 5-6 cents. I didn't realize that it's been going through some cycles. Here on Huobi, I guess maybe Huobi only started it, maybe in July of 20, and maybe that's one reason why it's only showing July of 20. But let me see if I can find an older version of it. Maybe OKX has it, from way back in the day. It looks like OKX only started it in February of 20. I know that in November, Ravencoin got voted most likely to win the internet or something like that, by some kind of publication. I forget exactly what it is. I don't think Binance would have actually had it on there before then, but let's see. Did have it before 2020. Okay, so maybe Binance had it before anybody else, but even then it was October 2019. So okay, so maybe not. Maybe just it was just kind of settled around, less than a cent or around a cent for the longest time, up until February, and then around February, it's really taken off. And I don't think this is one of those ones that's gonna take off and fall behind. I think this is one of those ones that it is eventually going to start. Even though we did have a lower low, right? We're still having higher highs, right? We're not getting lower lows at it. I think something good, is eventually going to come out of Ravencoin. And I think we're going to see some very positive things come out of it in the near future. Now, yeah, it right now it's looking like it may pull back a little bit. I think it is an ERC20 token, if I'm not mistaken. And here, this is where I can check that. Go to Here, and I'll show you what I'm doing. I might as well just go ahead and flip it over really quick. That way I can. Let's see what I want to see what rank it's at right now. 62, so it's in the top 100. So it's doing fairly well. Of course, it's crowdfunded. But the best way to tell mineable. So if you want to read about Ravencoin, here's what it says. Ravencoin, the digital peer-to-peer network that aims to implement a design specific handle one specific fund. Transfer of assets from one party to another. It built on a fork of the Bitcoin code. That's interesting that it was actually built on the fork of Bitcoin. And it didn't use Ethereum or anything like that. Ravencoin was announced on October 31st, 2016. Funny because I haven't been able to find anywhere that's been selling it since 2017, and was released areas for mining in January 3rd, 2018. Called Terra launch and your masternodes. It was named in reference to a TV show Game of Thrones. Wow, I didn't know it was really named Game of Thrones. Okay, cool. Everyone's white paper publish guys, crowd, and the guys that built Ravencoin are really they named. Currently employed for education. These guys are all, always extremely involved in blockchain technology. What makes Ravencoin unique? Fork of Bitcoin node, Ravencoin features 4 changes. Modified issuance, block for 1,000 Raven. Block time reduced to 1 minute coin supply cap at 21 billion, 10 times more than Bitcoin. A mining algorithm, AWOW, formerly XR and effectively intended to mitigate and centralization mining caused by ASIC hardware. See, some of this stuff gets me lost, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Ravencoin aims to solve the problem of assets transferred and trading over blockchain. Previously, if someone created an asset on the Bitcoin blockchain, it could accidentally destroy when someone traded the coin created with. Think about that for a second. Previously, asset blockchain destroyed when someone created the coin created with. Finding it. Wait, I don't know. Okay, Ravencoin is the kernel a currency network and must be burnt in order to token on Raven. Asset can represent anything like real-world custodial objects, gold, physical euros, virtual golds, and objects. Share of a project like stocks and securities, airline miles, or for an hour of someone's wage. So this is what I was talking about. This sentence right here is what I was talking about whenever I was saying, hey, you could transfer whatever you wanted to transfer. This is going to solve that problem. whenever I read that, that's what made my eyes like pop up, and whoa, I was like, this is huge. The planned future versions of Ravencoin protocol will support integrated messaging voting systems. I just hope they don't try to go overboard with it with crap like that. Learn more about counterparty, one of the first asset trading. Okay, maybe it's time for a deep dive into Polkadot, a booming multi-chain protocol that facilitates the cross-chain transfer of any asset, data, or asset. Are they saying they might team up with Polkadot as well as use the Bitcoin chain, Bitcoin fork? Want to know how it started, later on Bitcoin. There's just a lot of information here in Ravencoin, a lot of information. But in short, I think this is one of those ones that going to be something to here. So let's head back over to some charts here. We're looking at Ravencoin here. What I want to do is don't have too much time left. Do you have what I wanted to look at was File. Did anybody check out File? It just went insane the other day. It was I think it was Friday night. Friday night it just, you know, it went parabolic, and it's kind of come back down and settled around since then. But man, I did not expect that at all on Friday. It just took off, and I was looking at this, and my buddy, he had a tip from somebody who was saying, hey, Filecoin's probably gonna go crazy, and he said, I'm going all in on File, and he jumped in at $93. He jumped in at $93 with the intention in getting out at 140. It hit 139.66. So he got out. I mean, he got out at 139. Luckily, but still, can you imagine just having he was in some kind of crypto group, following some kind of crypto person. I forgot who the guy's name was. But can you imagine getting in at 93 and then going all the way up to about 130. You go all in with all of your money. That's a 50% increase. I don't know how much I don't know how much money he had. I know it's a lot because he's a full-time crypto trader. But whatever he did on Friday and whatever happened with Filecoin on Friday, he basically set himself up so he didn't really have to trade for the next couple of weeks. That's for sure. But yeah, Filecoin went absolutely insane. And then of course, it hit its top. After it hit its top, what it did, this is what I was telling him, that what it's going to do, I said it's probably going to come back down into this area here and then move back up. I said, but you're watch out, once it gets past that first that first high, what it's probably going to do is going to do two things. They're going to continue moving on, probably do another parabolic move, at least get up to 127, or it's going to fall. It's going to fall and make people think, or at least whenever it gets above it is when people think that, oh my god, it's above it, I have to buy. Because whenever people think that, right, that's just that's the banker's way, or that's the institutional way of getting people to think, hey, this is what people should do, right? We're gonna make people think that they should buy. Well, how do we make people think they should buy? Well, we run it above the high, that it's already at, right? And then we come back down, and then we touch, you know, right at that high again, and then make them think that, you know, it's at support, and then we run it up again, and then they keep buying, and then we drop it, and so it takes them all out. So Filecoin definitely seems to be one of those that is now been very institutionalized, and I'm on a 4-hour chart, and even on a 4-hour chart, I don't even know if this is the right way to press my fib, just because well, the reason I pressed my fib there was because you know, whenever this came down and balanced out with this coin, or with this candlestick, you know, there was no gap in between. Now here's the thing, is that you know, and that's what I was telling them. I said, what's probably going to happen, that there's two things that can happen. You know, it could probably come down. I don't know what just happened, but that was not supposed to happen. There's two things that could happen, and one of them was going to be that, you know, it could probably pull back just a little bit, you know, into like, you know, 127, 128, and then go forward. But that wouldn't scare enough people to try to sell. So I said what it's probably going to do is it's probably going to fall back into this fair value gap area, below the 618, to get people to scared enough to sell. That way they'll sell everything once it starts getting low really quick, and that way the institutions can buy it up. Right, institutions can buy it up, drove it up a little bit, drove it up probably a couple grand, a couple $100,000, whatever it is, and now it's sliding back down. So now I want to see where Filecoin is going to go from here, to be honest. If this is even the right fib placement to place it on, especially with 4-hour fib, 4-hour minimally you like to use the last low before it makes the next parabolic movement, right? So that's generally where you want to use your fib. So, and the thing is that if you do that, right, and you have these two that are connected pretty much, you have this area here that's a gap. Here, this way. So now you have a gap. Actually, I probably put this in a spot because it needs to go here. Turn that back up. That way we could possibly be heading. But yeah, I would say once it gets back around to this area here in between 102, 106, load up on more. You know, I would say that would be the area to load up on more. I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to figure out if there's going to be any kind of liquidity underneath here. There's a possibility. I don't like hitting that, but there is a possibility. Could find I bet if it did that, you know, you always look for the left to see what's going to happen in the charts. if it's going to be a breaker, which it would be, because you would have a low, high, and then you know, a lower high. That right there would become a breaker all the way across. So right at that 75 level, again, right at this level here, and there you have kind of drawn out to where this red order block kind of is. Seems like that would be the area that it would probably get its lowest too, if it ever did get its lowest. So it could drop back down to 94. It really could. Which, and to be honest, that's probably what the institutions want. Institutions want it to drop all the way down that low they can get cash. Are going to be looking at Filecoin, playing with it. You know, it's expensive, but it's one of those ones that's on the move. People are saying, you know, it has potential this year. You know, it could be probably somewhere near the $300, $400 range, if you know, by year. So careful with. Here, if there's any other ones, let's take a look at Cardano. Why not? And then I'll take a look at the other ones you asked me to. Sorry, a little Harmony and Anchor. I'll take a look at those too. Thing with Cardano is, you know, I think it's okay. I still think it's just playing it safe. That was when I did my fake trade thing, and as you can see, I took off, or I took my one trade, my paper trade, and as you can see, I took off most of my my profit up here. And it almost got to my take profit. Almost got there, but it got to my take profit 1, take profit 2. Almost got to my take profit. We remove that. I have this trend line in there just to show everybody that trend lines don't mean anything. What is interesting is that it didn't have this here and this here almost hit each other, but I mean, that should, I just like to throw trend lines in there to make what could be happening to Cardano next. To be honest, depends on what kind of projects we got coming. Quite a few from my understanding. So I think Cardano, since it got being, you know, listed on Coinbase, that was the huge that was the game changer. Was when Cardano really took off, and then you had all the people that were holding Cardano ever since, you know, 10-20 cents, above $1.50 or something like that, or around $1.50. What do you think they're gonna do? Have 200,000 coins, you know, X how many times? Yeah, those Cardano people have probably cashed out and become millionaires. Hate to say it, but that is probably what has happened. Cardano. So now they probably still do have a bag that they're holding. You know, they're probably still holding 30%, you know, of their earnings. But right now, this is a new class of people that are trading Cardano. It's not the same people as it used to be. So Cardano is going to be making some different, especially now that it's becoming a little bit more institutionalized. We're going to have to pay attention to it and see what happens. if I can point something out. Other than the fact that I just wish it would stay above 120. Like I said, ever since, you know, it started making its climb up, it is, you know, starting to move sideways, as you can see. And it's not, you know, there's no channel or anything like that that's moving in sideways. Clearly moving sideways. Got to the bottom of an area to where there was a fair value gap. It touched it, moved back up. Probably did the same thing here. Hit a fair value gap, right? Off of it. Got to look at that and came up and breached. And now because you have this gap here, this gap here, you had this gap here, this gap here. Guess what price has to do? It doesn't have to, but it should. It more than likely it's going to and close all those prices, you know, exploded out of. So now that it's closed up those two, we're probably going to see some more bullishness coming out of Cardano very soon. Even tonight, going into. All right, I gotta do. We do anchor really quick. Isn't it anchor? There it is. Oh, it's on Coinbase. I didn't know Anchor was on Coinbase. Wow, it just started, huh? 9 to 17 cents. Interesting. All right. Check out what's going on with Anchor. Well, that's probably when it started on Coinbase. That's probably not when it started trading completely. AR. Wonder who was the first that had it. It was probably KuCoin or something. Oh, that's Anchor. Try Binance, trading view. All right, so Anchor still. Well, okay, never mind. It just looks like it took a long time for Anchor to finally kind of come up, but as soon as Anchor hit, you can. I mean, you can see it side by side. Here, let's just go ahead and put it in ANKR. I mean, you can see it side by side. Just as soon as it started selling on Coinbase, that's when it started moving. Before Coinbase, Anchor was doing nothing. Right, so I think Coinbase. If we go over to our coin market. Like as an Ethereum contract. I think blockchain node hosting. Bring us time the more container based provides developers and clients blockchain price providers. Furthermore, public engage in commodities trading 5 institute networks aims to buy full enable research as well as blockchain. No, definitely providers. Anchor is a network power from whole. As a platform that sharing economy, any customer for affordable, also providing enterprises with the ability to power, not being utilized the way. First one, hardware, such as high level. So is it saying that kind of mine it on your own, with your own hardware? Is that what's going on? I don't know. It just seems a lot to dig into this. Don't have other one you asked me about, Mr. Good Sir, Mr. Bill. Hold on. You asked me about one more, and I do want to take the time to Harmony. Here, let me check out. The only thing is that when I see something like that in Anchor, I want to buy it, but I don't want to FOMO into it, you know, like especially the way it's been moving. I want to jump into it, and then all of a sudden it start crashing just because. Harmony really quick. Harmony. Oh, it's 1. Okay. Yeah, I think I've heard of this. Let's check out Google. And let's get rid of the. Again, still fairly cheap. See, I like cheap ones just because you never know if you're going to get in early enough and it's going to buy up to a couple dollars. And it looks like it's been on. Looks like it's been on KuCoin for a while. It looks like alt season, you know, the alt season rising. So has Harmony. Actually, I'm not even showing you the chart right now, so I don't even know what I'm even talking about. So, so That one. The computer being so weird right now. I don't know. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, here is the Harmony. Let me see where we can find it being sold at or being traded at. Since about the same price. Prices. Fundamentals are. That's fundamentals are. So you can see it's, you know, it's made a run up, went sideways, it made a run up, went sideways, made a run up, went sideways, run up, went sideways. So but now this most recent one, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna break this newest high or not. It could not. Who knows? Find out. But I mean, it looks like it's got some pretty good it looks like right now it's oversold. Both my indicators. I don't like using indicators, but if I do use indicators, it's these two. It's these open interest stochastic money flow and open interest money flow index. But these are the two that I use. The two that are very, very well put together. Yeah, as you can see, this went from red to green. You know, so it looked like it was about ready to sell, then all of a sudden it went to green. And then same thing here. Looked like it dropped, then it went back up. Looked like the same thing happened here at the price of it. Right where it is right now. So go. It's looking like it's oversold. So, but it looks like it's still continuing to trying to go higher. That being said, taking a look at it, see if I can't find kind of okay, so yeah, it was this low right here. Is this low that broke this high. Came back down, hit that same low, and now it's moved back up. So I mean, it's got bullish tendencies, that's for sure. If we go over to Harmony over here, I don't know why that moved. Hold on one second, let me fix that really quick. There we go. And it just happened. Probably happened recently. Harmony's App network. Starting with allows creating blocks in seconds. According to Harmony's cross shard contract, cross chain info by the end. Interesting. Harmony say inspired off anything. Just Google spending 4 years on its spot set wire. Huh. Former employees of Google, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. Wow. You want to talk about a power team? That's a power team right there. Harmony has a power team. That's crazy. 7 of 12 people are former members of companies. What makes it unique? Focusing on process. Process. Project Harmony. Find out more about apps. Harmony 1 max. Okay, so it has a maximum apply 12 billion 600 million. Billion at 9.5 billion. Why? 4%. No, 4. They were smart with how they divided them up. One token protocol development. Pretty. You guys know what they're doing. Stake. Okay. So stake called effective proof. Simultaneous staking, hundreds of validators. Okay. Importance and work, mining. Ability, while work requires a lot of people and are taking value and hope. Can you buy one? Finance and will be well. I haven't. Here, I'm gonna look up Gate really quick. I'm gonna look at and see if it's on Gate. And my Gate keeps growing. It's great. To do with, well, BDP has been growing. Ravencoin has been growing. Frontier needs to do something, that's for sure. Then Cardano's been growing. Those are my 3 main holdings in Gate, so that's what's killing it. Markets of art, search, and it is 1. Yep, you can buy the Harmony on Gate. Just 21.7 cents. Which is what Huobi Goal has it at. So interesting. Thanks for bringing those up to me, Halil. That's glad I found out about those. I may be making some purchasing in them, but I gotta get off here, guys. I am actually 10 minutes late to be at my grandma's for an Easter thing. So thanks so much for checking this out. I will be back later. I'm going to be doing a video on SPX and NAS and all the different indices before the clock starts ticking and before we start getting going with the day, you know, and we'll see what's going on with the indices going on at the very beginning of the week. Okay, guys. All right. Thank you very much for watching.